Howdy, folks. Welcome to this week's Ag Report. So this week, I'm going to talk about two special things in Texas. The first one is called the Texas Land Heritage Ceremony. And you may think, well, that's kind of a mouthful. What is that? So if you have ever been by a farm or a ranch that has a plaque sitting in front of it that says Texas Century Farm, that means that that farm has been operated and owned by the same family for 100 years continuously or more. That certificate, that plaque, was given to that family at this Texas Land Heritage Ceremony. So each year, the Texas Department of Agriculture accepts applications. Usually that starts around March, something like that. They have a link on their website to where you can go in if you have a farm that has crossed that 100-year threshold. You can go in there and start filling out that application for that year's ceremony. Now, each year this time in October, they hold a special ceremony in the House chambers on the floor to honor these families, these farms and ranches. A designated person from that farm or ranch is allowed to come sit on the House floor, where at the representatives' desks. The additional family can sit in the gallery. They also have a barbecue lunch on the on the lawn of the Capitol for the honorees. And then there is a ceremony where the Commissioner of Agriculture, Sid Miller, gives a presentation, a certificate to the families. Now, there's also, and I think this is kind of neat, there's a very nice booklet that shows all of the honorees, and it shows a picture. Most times that picture will be an early picture of the founding of the farm or the ranch, and it will give a little description of what they raised in those early years. Then they will fast forward and they'll put currently what they raise, and they'll put the current owners and operators on there. And so then those family members get to come down front, receive a very nice framed certificate that they can keep on their walls at their house, and then they have a plaque that they can put outside of their farm, on their farm gate many times. Now, the second thing I was going to talk about is called the Texas Agriculture Memorial Day. I am the founder of that, and been very fortunate that the commissioner in Texas Department of Agriculture for at least the last 5 years has invited me to speak at the Texas Land Heritage Ceremony. Now, that is a very great honor that I don't take lightly, to be able to speak from the podium there on the House floor to all of the history that is in that room. I think that is, myself, I think that's very special. It's very unique. And I take that, that honor greatly, to be able to speak to them. Now, I am there to speak to them about the memorial. What that is we have 3 categories. Is for someone, the memorial category, someone that was killed in an agriculture accident. The honor category is someone that was severely injured but survived an ag accident. Or the life of service category, it was someone that passed away of natural causes, but dedicated their life and made significant strides in agriculture. So you can imagine that if you have families there that have been in operation for 100 years, they just might have somebody for one of those 3 categories that they would like to nominate. And so that's the opportunity that I get to share with them. As far as the memorial, we accept nominations through November 1st. So there is some time if you're seeing this and think, hey, I have somebody I would like to nominate. You can send those in. We have a link to the nomination form. It's real easy. It's txagmemorial.org. You just go to that send in that nomination form, and then you'll get a response later on that. The memorial this particular year will be held Monday, November 21st in the state capitol. Our memorial, we hold the actual ceremony in the state auditorium. We also hold a presentation on the south steps of the Capitol. We have assistance from elected officials with this. We have assistance with state FFA officers. The way I kind of look at this, and I think a lot of those folks that help us, because it takes a lot of work to set things up in the state capitol to have a ceremony like this. I think this is a way that, these folks that are trying their best to provide food and fiber, not only to keep the lights on for their particular family, but to also feed the 98% of the world that is not involved in agriculture. Sometimes there is a cost more than dollars. Sometimes it's more than just losing, money or a cost. Sometimes it is the loss of a loved one, of a friend. It is severely, life-changing accident that happens. And that is a true and actual cost in providing food and fiber for everyone in the world. And so this ceremony is kind of a time that we as Texas can say thank you and say we appreciate your efforts to these family members that a lot of times are still hurting that loss of that loved one. And so it's just a time where we can say thank you. We have a certificate from the governor of Texas that we give the families there that they can take home and put on the wall. And so I think it maybe in some way helps with a little bit of that closure with that person, and they just know that their life meant something to Texas. So anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in today. It was a great event. I think there were about 44 Century Farms that were honored at the event this past week. And we are steadily working for our November 21st ceremony. Again, if you've got somebody that you'd like to nominate, it's txagmemorial.org. Y'all take care now.